Okay, last time we already did simple absolute value equations. And I said that in general, let me not use x. In general, if you have an absolute value equation and the absolute value is isolated, and if b is a positive number, then a equals b or negative b. So you have two answers. So this would apply in a situation like this. B is positive, so x equals plus or minus 4. But this a, whatever the expression is in the absolute value bars, could be anything. It doesn't have to be a single variable by itself. No matter what a is, this is still true. A, whatever it is, equals b or negative b. No matter what a is. So I'm going to make a something more complicated than just x now. So now my a is x plus 3. We call this a binomial because it has two terms, 1, 2. So I just apply this rule to this binomial. Since 12 is positive, I can say that x plus 3 is 12, or x plus 3 is negative 12. Now back here I would have been done, but here I still have one thing to do, because in neither equation is x isolated. So I'll use APE to isolate x from this equation, and I'll use SPE to isolate x in that equation. So my final answer for x is these two solutions. Okay, so to sum up, if this is positive, you split this up into two equations, this one and this one. And there are no absolute value bars anymore after you do that split. Absolute value bars are gone. And then you solve each equation separately. Now I'm going to show you on a number line why we do this separating into two equations. So this original equation is stating that there is something that is a distance of 12 from 0. Let's say this is 12, and this is 12 this way. So this is 12, and this is negative 12. So there is something called x plus 3, and it is 12 away from 0 this way, or it is 12 away from 0 this way. If it's here, then x plus 3 equals 12. If it's here, then x plus 3 equals negative 12. That's why we have those two equations. Okay, let's try it with something even more complicated. Absolute value of 3x minus 2 equals, let's say, 15. Okay, so my absolute value is isolated, so I will now split it into my two equations. 3x minus 2 equals 15, or 3x minus 2 equals negative 15. And now I solve each one separately. And there are my two solutions. Now what do you do if the number on the right is not positive? Maybe it's negative, maybe it's 0. You would do the same thing. that you would do when you had a simple equation like this. If that's a negative 15, that's impossible. You can't take the absolute value of something and say it's negative 15, so that's no solution. If the absolute value of that equals 0, then that's only one possibility. That thing must be 0. So you only have one equation to solve in that case. Okay, that's harder absolute value equations. See you next time.